Welcome to the first installment of the Social Purpose Real Estate 101 video series by the Infrastructure Institute. I'm Maddie Simiatycki, Professor of Geography and Planning and Director of the Institute at the University of Toronto. Whether you're tuning in to learn about social purpose real estate for the first time, or as someone already familiar with the topic and hoping to learn more, it's great to have you here. So, maybe you're a nonprofit seeking to develop a new space to expand your program offerings, or a private developer interested in partnering with a social service agency on the design of a podium space. You may be a municipality seeking to support the development of more mixed-use projects, or someone who is just interested in learning more about this work. Whatever the case, you've come to the right place. Social purpose real estate, or SPRE for short, is a term that has emerged in recent years to refer to spaces developed, owned, and operated by mission-driven operators to deliver social value. In recent years, with skyrocketing rental and construction costs, social infrastructure like affordable housing and community and cultural spaces has become increasingly challenging to develop, especially within the context of traditional real estate and development. Building one livable unit of housing, for example, costs several $100,000. These costs are increasing rapidly, with construction costs increased by up to 30% in some metropolitan areas. These increasing costs make development especially risky because projects can easily end up costing more than was initially calculated. This makes it incredibly difficult to build anything, and even more challenging to build affordable spaces. As a result, cities across the country are faced with an affordability crisis that is making housing and social spaces more unattainable than ever. But don't lose hope. There are many approaches to this work and opportunities for strategic partnerships that can result in projects that provide greater benefit than any one partner could achieve on their own. SPRE often refers to spaces owned and operated by nonprofit organizations and charities. It is also spaces developed by or in partnership with government departments and agencies and private sector firms. There's a wide spectrum of possibilities. With nonprofit organizations, the motive is typically to build on an organization's mission by developing a new space. For government agencies, the goal can be to meet the needs of specific neighborhoods or communities, responding to recommendations made by City Council. For a private developer, the incentives could be dictated by local policies and planning practices, or agreed upon with local partners like a daycare, school, or community center. One great example of SPRE is Woodgreen's 20-plus affordable housing project sites in Toronto. Woodgreen leads the development of affordable housing projects that support people of all abilities and backgrounds by offering on-site employment, childcare, and wellness services funded through philanthropic support. Another example is the Red Door Shelter in Toronto. Here, a nonprofit organization partnered with a developer and the city to include a 3-story shelter in a new residential development with ground floor retail. At the Infrastructure Institute, we call developments where public, private, and nonprofit uses are brought into the same facility creative mixed use, and many SPRE projects take this form. Community groups can form partnerships with developers or the city through this approach to make their projects possible by getting access to land or sharing costs. The pairing of complementary uses can also provide convenience and community benefits to residents. Rather than building just a public school site, for example, the creative mixed-use model might imagine complementary uses like childcare and social housing being added to the same site. Another innovative example of creative mixed use that is growing in Canadian cities is the addition of affordable housing to fire station sites. This method involves public and nonprofit partners, and sometimes private partners as well, to maximize the social benefit produced using public land. Creative mixed use optimizes land and financial resources by splitting costs and intensifying land in urban areas with added social benefits. Consider how your own organization might fit into a mixed-use SPRE project. What shared uses would complement your services? Also, think about who your ideal type of development partner might be. What benefits would you offer each other? Now that you have a better sense of what social purpose real estate is, you can start learning more about the work that goes into making these projects happen. Over the course of this video series, we will introduce you to some of the core principles, terms, and ideas central to social purpose real estate. Check out our SPRE resource page for more information on the concepts introduced in this series. Thank you for joining this conversation.